celebrating the power of possibility.
I'm Kumi Alderman. I believe anything is possible.
Welcome to Anything is Possible. I'm Halloran Hilton Hill. These are great stories about great people whose lives prove that anything is possible. And my guest today is Kumi Alderman. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
The first time you walked into my radio studio,
Yeah.
it was like somebody turned on bright lights. You came in with all this wonderful energy, and I have to say that I really love your spirit.
Thank you.
You have a very joyful spirit, and thank you for being here today.
Thank you so much.
Tell me your story. Where does your life story begin?
Life story. Well, I'm the executive director of the Asian Culture Center now here, but it started, I guess, from when I graduated from the college, I went to Australia. That was a big life change moment.
So where were you born? Where were you raised?
Yeah, I'm from Iwakuni City in Japan, and I grew up till I graduated college in a very small town.
How small?
Well, I think it's 50,000 people in the city. Yeah, very small town, but it's very famous for the bridge. Kintai Bridge is very famous for in Japan. The tourism comes in, but I was just in a small town growing up. I didn't see the world before,
Did you know when you were growing up what you wanted to do with your life? What were your interests?
Well, I supposed to be a teacher. Yeah, my family said, just go to the college and do be a teacher. So I went to be a teacher to the college for the college. Then when I was third grade, the college, we just said, well, we're gonna be a teacher. We're gonna go to the school and so. Then one of my friends, he said, Kumi, you haven't seen the world yet. So I said, yes. So if you want to become a good teacher, you should see the world. That my friend said. So I was just like, well, how can we do it? Then there was a program called Working Holiday Visa. Have you heard it?
No.
No, maybe not with the United States, but with Japan has a special visa to Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. 3 countries accept the younger age before 30 years old. You can get 1-year visa. Then you can go to the different countries, and then learn English or work. So they call working visa, holiday visa. And that's what I did when I was 22.
So you went to Australia?
Yes.
What was that like?
Oh, it's just life-changing. When I arrived, they sprayed in a white, kind of like sanitizer on the airplane, and I was like, why are they spraying to me? Then they have different animals and plants that they had to protect, so they had to spray everyone before they go into Australia. That was a big culture shock first, like, oh my God, what have I done? Then when I arrived, people were so friendly. They just because at the time I only spoke English 3 words. Say yes, no, okay. 3 words. And then I was just
maybe that's all you need is yes, no, okay. I think you can do life that way, right?
I think so. But it was just, life-changing. I had one family took care of me, and then they call au pair.
Yeah.
I take care of the babies, and then they provide me, the house and to stay and food. And I went to the English as a second language course in Sydney, and then I worked as a tour guide there for a while, and then it was just amazing. I ate and ate because their food is totally different, where I grown up, and their meat pie was so good, ice creams, all those. So I gained a lot of weight at that time.
Because you said yes, not no,
I know.
not maybe, right?
And I kept, but that was wonderful. I just really, enjoy the food and the festivals and all those, cultures there. I really, immerse everything in there. Then on the way to go back to Japan, I traveled with a backpack. We did hitchhiking for 3 months. And then we went to the New Zealand, Fiji, Indonesia, and all those. So that changed my life. So when I went back to Japan, they said, I'm not going to be a teacher. I said, I'm going to be a tour conductor. And I became a tour conductor based in Tokyo.
Really?
Yes. Then I took a Japanese group to all over the world for several years as a tour conductors.
What did you learn as a tour conductor?
Yeah, that's.
What did you learn about people and what did you learn about life?
That job changed my perception of the people. So it was just life-changing, when I was in Australia. But the tour conductor job, I go South America, Taiwan, China, America, of course, Canada, Russia, Europe, everywhere. So when I wake up, I don't know where I am. It was just like amazing trip. But what I learned from the tour conductor is people are same. Actually, people, we have different looks, different culture, different, food, but people are the same. They wanted to be healthy. They wanted to have a good families. They wanted to be, financially, comfortable. So those 3 things are all there. Anywhere I go, it's everybody have, this is my family. They're proud of their family. They said, this is our food. They're proud of their, food and all those things I learned. So I was so impressed with that. People from each country, like different cultures. But what I learned from them, it's totally changed my perception of the people. They say, oh, they look different, but they're same.
Yeah, we're human
That's what
beings.
I learned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibility powered by Covenant Health, Home Federal, and the Knoxville News Sentinel.
Now you can listen while you're on the go with Anything is Possible, the podcast. So you lead tours all over the world for
Yes.
how many years?
5.
5 years.
Yes.
And then what happened?
Then I got married and I moved here.
Tell me about your family. Tell me about getting married. What was that like?
Yes. We got married and then moved, and then I have 2 kids. One, he's a general contractor here in town, and then my daughter she used to have a ramen bones. She loved cooking, so she made a food truck called Ramen Bones, and then she served the Japanese ramen for 5 years. And now she's kind of resting because of her injury, but. My husband is an auditor, so he traveled all over the world with, he audited the automotive so factory. So he's the one just look, something wrong with in the factory and then correct it. But, yeah.
So when you moved to the USA, what did you think you were going to do here?
Well, I graduated economic department, so I was an accountant.
Oh.
Yes, totally different.
Okay.
Yes, I was good with the numbers, so I was just accountant for working for different big companies, but as I told you before, when I had a car accident 13 years ago, it changed totally.
Tell me about the car accident.
I was on the way to go home, and then people who were in the meth, I think, drug, and he didn't stop, and he hit me from behind, and then I went there, and I had to have 2 knee surgeries, and I couldn't move for a while.
Wow.
And then I was just thinking on the bed, why this happens to me? I was just really down that time. And about 6 months, I had to go physical therapy every day and all those, and then it was hard that time. But I would just start thinking, something has to come out good because, why am I suffering this much? And then I just think through it and say, well, I worked, take care of families and all those, but I felt like I didn't give back to the neighbors or community. So I started thinking, what can I do here in East Tennessee? And then it comes back to a guy, to a conductor's experience. They say, oh, maybe I can, give some kind of like experience I had to change the people's perceptions, live together with peace and unity here. And then I thought, okay, festival is the best way. That's what me and my husband agreed first, and we went to several festivals, and I said, wow, I think festival is the way we can share our arts and cultures and people.
Why did you think it was important to share that? Well,
I just thought, in East Tennessee, I thought that might be a good chance for the kids and the families to experience. So I can bring the Asian, countries and food and arts, and then they can experience so that we can live here together with, unities. And, creating, our mission is to create a welcoming community.
Right.
So that's the big part of it. And then there are many ways you can make welcoming community, but we chose the festival because with my experience, when I went to Germany, they had a beer fest, and it feels like a German. First, I thought German language very, strong. So I was just like, oh my God, this country is really, I don't know about this.
Right.
But when we went to the festival, people are open, and they said, hey, drink beer. You get really to know the real people in a festival. So that's what we want to bring here.
So you decided to start a festival?
Yes.
Had you done anything like that before?
I was an accountant, so I never done it like this. But the car accident changed my, value, actually, because I really never thought about it, how I can serve the community. But when car accident happened, I said, well, I probably didn't do anything good or not, to the neighbors in the community. And that car accident was a big change for me. It's just like, well, I want to do something good for the not only family, just around, where we live. So, and I wanted to do a fun way.
Right.
There are many different ways. You can have the lectures, you can have, a lot of different ways to do. But with my experience with the tour guide, I said festival is the way to, not to teach, just bring them in, experience so
Right.
that they know, who we are, and also, I think food is big impact. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, food makes people happy. And it connects people. When we sit down and break bread together, it connects us. So what year did you start the festival?
2014.
2014.
Yeah, so this is the 12th year.
All right, 12th year. So do you remember that first year when you were getting it started? What was that like?
Yeah, it was at the Gay, not the Gay Street, Crutch Park on the Gay Street.
Yeah.
Yes. We had about 20 tents and a small stage at the Crutch Park. And then when we were opening, we were just like, at about 4 o'clock, my husband actually carried 20 tents and started putting the tents. And when we opened, it was amazing because I never thought so many people come. But first year we had about 3,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, lots of people came in the Crutch Park, and then we had 5 food vendors, and then 5 countries. So China, Japan, Korea, and that group from UT too. UT students when they're here at the graduate schools, and they came in, did it, and then we were so amazed. It was just like and also when we see the smiling faces, so then, it was just very rewarding. And then now we have about 250 tents.
250 tents. How many people will show up at this year's?
Last year was 30,000, about 30,000.
30,000.
Yes.
Did you imagine anything that big?
No, I think this is really, I had to really appreciate the people who support us, like sponsors, vendors, country leaders, volunteers, all of those people makes this festival. And then this year, actually, the biggest sponsor is a Hard Rock Hotel and Casino from
Really?
Bristol.
Really?
Yes. And then they said, okay, they will support, so just bring the sumo wrestler. We will bring 3 professional sumo wrestlers to our festival. And then we will do first night is the sushi and sumo, so that you can enjoy eating sushi and then watching sumo. And the next day is all day festival.
Now, take us with you with Anything is Possible, the podcast. Stream new episodes weekly wherever you get your podcasts.
Now, what do people experience at the festival? What's it like?
First, I would like to tell you about the passport program.
Okay.
When you get in, you get the passport, and then we have 14 countries, booths, like a pavilions.
Right.
So you can travel, like really, you don't need to go on the airplane. You just travel around, and then you get the stamp, and you learn, because each country has their own
little setup,
culture.
yeah.
So you can go to the Philippine country, you do the tinikling dancing with the bamboo stick, and then they have a karaoke stations. And the Japanese, we have a green tea ceremonies, and the kimono put it on. And the Chinese, they have the calligraphies. Indian, they have all those, what do you call, I forgot the name of it, but they have the decoration. They put it on the door to bring the good luck. All those culture things on each pavilion. So that's the one thing, big things for the passport program. And the second one is the 3 stages. We have amphitheater and 2 stages. So you can come and watch all those beautiful dancing.
How do you select the artist?
Artists, they apply online, and then we have the performer committees.
Oh, okay.
So we ask, just say, okay, we'll bring it. And then this year, we decided to bring in Pacific Islanders too, because Asian Pacific Islanders Month is in May, and then we celebrate together. But we never brought in the Pacific Islanders. So this year, we invited fire dance and then fura dance from Hawaii.
30,000 people, all these different cultures mixing together. That's pretty amazing.
Yes.
And the turning point of that accident making you go, I want to have a greater purpose to my life.
Yes.
Right? So what have you learned about connecting people?
Oh, it's amazing. Just from the festival, actually we get a lot of feedback. And for example, I think it's the Pakistan families. This girl in the UT from Pakistan, she said when she came in to this Knoxville, she only, stayed in a campus, and then she felt really not lonely, but she never got connected to other things. But when she came into the Asian festival, she found the Pakistan families, and then they get connected and said, "Oh, you're from our country," and then she actually become her daughter. I heard, like a friend's daughter. So they said they still have the connection together. And also a lot of family here living in Knoxville, they invite their family from California, New York, all those cities. They use Asian Festival as a family reunion.
I love it.
Yeah, do the family reunions. They're connecting. And
how long does it take you to plan the festival?
All year.
All year, whole year. Your accounting comes in handy then, right? I love it. You bring such a great spirit to what you do.
Oh, thank you.
I'm glad you found that purpose in your pain, right? Mm-hmm. Because connecting people together, making people happy. That's a beautiful thing to do, beautiful thing to be about. What have you learned about successfully connecting people? What are the keys to success?
Well, I don't know. It's a connecting people to me is the base of the peace. Like, you know, if you, I grown up Iwakuni, very close to Hiroshima.
Right.
And then when I was small, 8 years old to 15 years, I went to the Hiroshima every year to learn, you know, how war is, you know, makes people apart and, you know, all things. So my teacher told me, said, do not hate any other, you know, whatever they fight, do not hate the people. Hate the war, just against the war, but not the people.
Not the
and
people.
then she told me, we need to connect the people, make a friends, so friends wouldn't fight. So that's in my base point, and then try to make good friends. And then I went to visit the Hiroshima city mayors last year with Mayor King Cannon. Hiroshima mayor has a connection with mayor from all over the world. He's trying to connect, and then that's what he said. Become a, you know, to pray peace, you need to be friends first.
I love that.
Yeah.
To create peace, you got to be friends first.
Yes.
I love it. Well, thank you for using your talents, your gifts, your abilities to connect us in our community so that we can have a more peaceful, wonderful world in which to live. Where can people go if they want to find out more information about your organization?
Yes, knoxasianfestival.com. Very simple. You can find all the, you know, food vendors. We have 43 food vendors, so hope you can come and enjoy too.
I would love to be there. Kumi Alderman, thanks for being on Anything is Possible.
Thank you so much.